Anita Faye Bergersen is a well of stories of how God has guided and protected her. But one story in particular has meant a lot to her.
I'll take you to a story 16 years ago. It was a terrible story because I got a telephone from a doctor and he said, you have got cancer, Anita. It was a shock. And when I felt trouble in my life, I always go to my cottage, out with the sea, and sat down to look just over the sea, alone. And I brought my big dogs, a poodle and a golden retriever, and went to the sea, went to my cottage. And I remember I went beside a little river, and I said, oh Jesus, this is terrible. You got to hold me like a child. You got to really hold me. And I went out to the water, outside where I used to sit and look out to the sea. But first, when I didn't come out to the sea so far as I wanted, because it was a big bird, big duck, lying on the ground. And I thought, oh, that's why I should go out here. I'm going to take you to my hens. I have hens. And then I can help you. And then I thought, no, you're dead. But suddenly I saw it like that with his eyes, and I saw it was life. So I just picked her up, and it was rather heavy. And my big dogs, they didn't recognize her. They just like nothing. And I took her in my arms, like that, and went back. And I thought, I'm going to take her home. And he was a big neck. It was lying down. I think it was like that, and he lying down. And he seemed so tired, so sick. And I just told her, I think it was for an hour. And the dog was running beside me, and they didn't do anything about the bird. And suddenly when I come to my car, I think, how is your feet? And I put it on the ground, and it took the one feet and the other feet, and he was standing like that. And he looked at me, I looked at him, and suddenly he just flew into the water and was swimming in the ocean. And I went to my car with my dogs, and I said, God, what was this? I have so many experiences with you, but what was this? And suddenly I started to cry. I started to cry almost now. Because then I recognized what Jesus wanted to say to me. And he said, you asked me to hold you, didn't you? Yes, I did, I told him. Yes. And you hold the duck for an hour? Yes, I did. And you put it on the ground? Yes, I did. And then he ran into the sea? Yes, I did. And she was well. She was not sick any longer. Maybe she was only tired. I don't know. I'm quite sure that I prayed for him all the time when I was holding in my arms. So in the same way, you are going to get well. And from that moment, I was not afraid. I just know and knew that God will take care of me in my situation. So I don't have any fear any longer. I was safe, and I went to the Radioactive, and I should take a very special radioactive jod, and I was going to a room, and nobody could come into the room, and they told me, you can be as sick as you ever have been, because it's very strong. But I said to Jesus, you must go between me and the poison. And I was not sick at all. I was drinking 4 liters of water and come out the next day, and I haven't seen like that before, because it was nothing. And then I go home, and I have been well since. Yes. So even in situation that you can think, what now, God? What will happen now? What about me now? Jesus is there. I can tell you, Jesus is there. He'll never leave you. If you have once laid your life in His hand, He will never leave you.